Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall, Thursday, the 16th of February 2023. In today's Millwall news, got some more post-match from Gary Rowett, southwarknews.co.uk. I'm getting bored of hearing the same thing. Millwall boss disappointed by refereeing decisions and Coventry defeat. I guess so. The refereeing wasn't all of that. To be honest, it wasn't as bad as Sunderland at home. But it kind of really didn't feel like it affected the game because our performance was so poor. So you're looking at the way that Millwall were playing, especially in the first half. What's happening here? Well, they've got no energy. They're not doing much, but the refereeing was also a bit shit as well. So Garrett believes that George Honeyman should have won a free kick on the edge of the box after being shoved over by Carl Fadzian. Yeah. Garrett revealed his frustration as more refereeing decisions went against Millwall in Tuesday's 1-0 defeat to Coventry City, while the Lions boss admitted his side did not deserve anything out of the game. Exactly. He was left infuriated by a handful of blatant fouls that proved costly in the West Midlands. In the first half, Tom Bradshaw went down under pressure inside the box, but referee Matthew Donoghue waved the play on, much to the annoyance of the striker. The visitors had an even bigger claim in the second half when George Honeyman latched onto Duncan Watmore's through ball, with the versatile midfielder being shoved off the ball just outside the penalty area. However, the referee was unmoved once again. The Bradders won. I think it's a bit too hopeful to want that as a penalty, Brad said after the game. I don't think it was quite enough in it to be a penalty. I think if it's anywhere else on the pitch, it's probably is a foul, but maybe not in the box. George Honeyman's was just outside, but it's a typical answer that I got back, which was that he ran into the back of Carl Fadzian. When you watch it back, Fadzian just comes over, wipes him out. It's an absolute blatant foul. It's about a foot outside the box, and if I'm being honest, I'm getting bored of hearing the same thing. It almost feels like you get a reason that, almost makes it acceptable not to give the free kick, but for me, it's a simple one. George Honeyman's running through towards goal. Someone comes in with some last-ditch defending. It's a clear foul, but I don't think it would have changed the outcome of the game. I thought we chased it well. I thought the changes we made, we had the two subs ready just before the goal. I think that was a disappointment that we couldn't get them on. Rather than bringing the two wide players on at 0-0, we bring them on at 1-0 down. It's a different game. Then Shax and Rom come on as well, and I thought that we got some brilliant areas. We just lacked either that final ball or that final bit of fortune. Indeed. So the subs were going to happen. They were getting ready to happen, and then boom, the goal happened. The goal came about, so it wasn't a reaction. He was reacting anyway, it seems. It's just the way we saw it, watching it on the sky, that it looked like it was all quick. But obviously, they were immediately ready and raring to go, so they were obviously being planned to come on anyway to freshen it up and to get going. Also got this from southwarknews.co.uk. Gary Rowett highlights fantastic opportunity as Millwall prepared to test themselves against the top two. The Lions will face a number of their immediate promotion rivals in the next 3 weeks. Yes, we now play Sheffield United at home on Saturday morning. We play Burnley at home on Tuesday night. And then we play Luton away on Tuesday the 28th. So, yeah, some big games happening. Sheffield United, juggernaut, running away with it. They got hit by another juggernaut, Middlesbrough, who have been absolutely cruising since Marco Carrick took over. Which, to be honest, you kind of puts Chris Wilder in the shade a little bit, doesn't it? And you've seen this quite a few times when the older manager, the geezer who's been on the manager merry-go-round, he comes into a job and he's doing so-so, and then it's not really what the team was expecting. They were expecting to be better than they were, so they fire him, and then they bring in a replacement, and boom, they're shooting up. So let's crack into this. What's Gary Rowett saying here? So Millwall manager Gary Rowett is relishing the chance to face the top two in the Championship in the next few days. The Lions host Sheffield United at lunchtime kick-off on Saturday afternoon for league leaders Burnley travel to the Den on next Tuesday. The Lions lost 2-0 to both sides away from home back in August, though they seem to be a much more resilient side than they were at the start of the campaign. However, the Blades and the Clarets have shown that they are the two standout sides in the division, and Rowett is excited for the challenge his side will face in the next few days. I don't think they're horrible games at all, he said after Tuesday's defeat to Coventry City. I think that depends on what your mindset is. I think if you look at the position they're in and the league, it looks a daunting prospect, or you can look at it as a fantastic opportunity. Show what we're about as a team and show our home form. We've only lost 2 games at home all season. Sheffield United and Burnley are very good sides, but we're also a very good side at home. And they've got to come and deal with what we will do in the game and our atmosphere. If they do, fair play to them, but if they don't, then it's up to us to try and put 2 big performances in. Well, home form. I've said this before in videos. Too many draws at home recently. A fair play to Sunderland draw. Well, that was alright because Sunderland are a decent team. But against Hull, when they're a man down, against Wigan, against Bristol City, against... There's someone else in there, but it's too many draws at home. So if we can only get a draw against Wigan at home and against Hull at home, what's gonna happen against Sheffield United and Burnley? Indeed. But is the missing piece of the jigsaw Romain Esse? Who knows? But he did look good when he came on against Coventry, did he not? Yes, indeed. Now this is here, but there is a problem. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. Now this was put up 8 hours ago, so what was that? In the afternoon. Millwall's under 21s take on Ipswich Town in the professional league on Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. The fixture at the Ipswich Town training centre will see the Lions keep up their pursuit of top spot in the southern section, following a 1-1 draw with Watford last time out on Tuesday. Kevin Nugent's side currently sit in second place, 3 points behind league leaders Bristol Cities. This game, I think, is postponed. And it must have been a late call because obviously this was put up around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We have the news on several, not just this site, this is sofascore.com, but on several live score apps and on the Ipswich Town official website themselves. It says TBC. It's got it still in the place in the same day, but it says TBC. But hopefully they've informed Millwall that they won't be fulfilling this fixture, because if they wait till tomorrow, that's kind of a piss take, to be honest. But as we go down, you can see 17th of the 2nd, postponed. And like I said, this is in the only website that's happening. So the under-21 game tomorrow is cancelled, it looks like. Which is a shame, but kind of makes sense. Do you really want to be playing 2 games in a week? Not really, I don't think so. But obviously this was postponed before. You can see it was postponed from the 20th of January as well. Now why do they keep postponing this game? Well, I think the one tomorrow is postponed because of this right here. This is Wikipedia. It's the 22-23 FA Youth Cup quarterfinals next Wednesday, so a fair few days away, but still. Ipswich Town are at home to West Ham United in the quarterfinals of the FA Youth Cup. So I imagine they don't want any players playing in the game tomorrow. They want to keep them fresh. They don't want them to get injured. So that might be the case. So if that's the case, then good luck to them, because I'm sure we want to wish them all the best of luck and hope that they win this fixture and do what they need to do. But as you can see, so the FA Youth Cup, normally dominated by a number of Premiership teams, Chelsea, teams like that, Liverpool, etc. The Premier League teams have kind of they're struggling. They're not there. Where are they? You've got West Ham, you've got Arsenal, you've got Man City, and you've got Southampton. But the big guns who spend big money snapping up all the youngsters around the country and around the world to put them in their under-21s and their under-18s, they are not there. It seems the days of the the little teams that could are back. We have Ipswich Town. We've got Cambridge United, 2 League One teams. Oxford United, League One team. Preston North End, Championship team. Now, they might all get wiped out because they are all playing against Premier League teams, so they might all get wiped out in the quarterfinals. If any Millwall scouts are around, maybe get yourself down to Cambridge United and Oxford United's under-18 games and see how they got so far in this competition, because they started in the first round, I believe, not in the third round. So, they got any decent players there that we can maybe persuade to come down south? Because that's not that far away. So, yeah, so there you go. So the Ipswich under-21 game tomorrow looks to be off, and we wish them all the best as they go next week to smash West Ham United. Now, we're going to move on to this. I should have done this yesterday. Now, the reason why I didn't do it yesterday, Windows update on my laptop, absolutely stun locked it. Took like 20 hours. I'm pulling my hair out. It made my computer slower than a snail on top of a tortoise. Absolutely ridiculous. And I couldn't do anything. So that's why the video from yesterday was made this afternoon, put up this afternoon. And now I'm doing what I usually do the day after a game, which is the stats from the game. I'm doing it a couple of days later because my laptop was absolutely dog shit. So here we go. So this is from infogoal.net. They've seemed to have fixed the problems that they had the other day. They're here in the match events, obviously 3 yellow cards for us, 2 for them. They got a goal there. What happened there with the celebration? Did the player get booked for celebrating? I don't know. But then you can see straight after, apparently planned already, we make 5 substitutions, and then right at the end, then they make substitutions. So yeah, if you look at the XG, you can see by the red FT, the XG was 1.19 for Coventry, and 0.6 for Millwall. So for a team that scores a lot of goals, Coventry kept them restricted, to their chances restricted. But they also kind of did the same to us, to be honest. And they nicked it through a bit of brilliance, which Gary Rowett said, well, that was a brilliant goal from a brilliant player who scored a lot of goals at this level. And I don't know why. Maybe the way he plays, no Premier League teams have looked at him. I think 3 or 4 seasons in a row now, he's been scoring goals in this division, and no one's even been mentioned of him. Maybe Rangers, Glasgow Rangers, they like taking very good Championship players, but Tavernier springs to mind. But yeah, no one's been interested in him. But there you go. Now let's bring up the shot map, because this is what this website is known for. So here we go. These are all of Coventry's shots over the 90 minutes from all over the pitch. These are all the shots they had. If we scroll down to Millwall, you can see here's the shots we had. Roughly the same amount of number, but our chances are not as good as theirs. They had 3 very good chances, and at the goal, the yellow dot that you can see, that was the goal. And that was one of their worst chances. That should probably not have gone in terms of how many times that someone shooting from there gets scores. Very low percentage. If I can manage to click on it, it will come up 3%. You take that shot 100 times, you can score 3 times. You got one there, 12 minutes, that was better. Then you got one there, 3 minutes, was better. The only one near the 6-yard box. And then you've got one there, 43 minutes. So, and you go down to Millwall. I mean, what are we looking at? I'm imagining a lot of these will be headers. So yeah, Cresswell, Shackleton. Oh yeah, Shackleton. Romain Esse. So yeah, we've got headers and long range shots from free kicks. So there you go. Was that a fair result? Fairness rating 84.91. That was out of 100. So that was a fair result. It looks like, according to infogoal.net. Now let's go first half. So it barely changed. If you look, overall, first off, so Coventry were all over us first half. All over us. Something happened in the second half and it changed. Oh my god, here we are. Here we are in the first half. So first half, we had Fleming and Murray Wallace. They're the only ones who had shots that produced an XG. That's incredible. Now second half, it's going to switch. So actually in the second half, Coventry were a lot shitter going forward. They didn't have that many chances. And it was just kind of a speculative long-range effort by Gutierrez that produced the goal. But here's Millwall. I'm sure if we click on all of these, they'll probably be after the substitutions were made. Oh, there's one that was early on. So the first subs up in 68 minutes. So you can see, look, they're all after the attacking substitutions were made. Crazy, absolutely, like Jekyll and Hyde, And you can see now why have they only had. So look, these are all before. I'm pretty sure. I can't even click on that one. It's so small. 51. So these were all before we switched it up and went at them. Now a lot of people saying, well, that once they scored, they're going to sit back. Yes, but it's been said before. Attack is the best form of defense. They had 3 shots in the first 20 minutes of the first half, between 46 minutes and 68 minutes. They scored the goal, then they sat back, and we just went at them wave after wave after wave. And there's where all our chances came. Yeah, it's weird game. Let's get on to this from WhoScored.com. You can see here top performers, the highest rated players on the right hand side, total shots, tackles, dribbles. We'll get into that later. Millwall were effective creating goal scoring opportunities from through balls, but we were poor at finishing. We were aggressive and we were caught offside often. We played with width, had a large quantity of possession in the opponent's half and attack down the right side. So yeah, pretty even. Look, the chances 12 to 11, 8 to 6 open play, 2 to 5 set pieces, and 2 to 0 counter attack. So with them scoring 1 from 12, that's 8% conversion rate. Here we go. We were mostly going down the right hand side. They were mostly going down both sides, both wings. Shot directions, shot zones. We were trying to get inside that box again. Action zones. Again, look, 23% of the play in our third. Player positions. Very compact from Millwall. Very compact, quite a high line. That's an aggregate over the 90 minutes. So you can see when they start dropping off and we're just bombing at them. I mean, it was insane. Okay. But you can see here, so for the last game, you had basically Bradshaw and Fleming basically on top of each other in the QPR game. It's a very small pitch, so that's understandable. But you can see here the gap between them, that's a massive gap actually. You shouldn't really want them that far apart. But hey ho. And Danny McNamara going forward down that right hand side, bombing on forward more, and Murray Wallace having to stay back to deal with that Norton Cuffy. So let's get into the situation. So if you look at the club badges at the top left and top right, average player rating 7.17, Coventry 6.39 for Millwall. That is quite a big difference at this level. As we know, Gutierrez given man of the match. Although McNally's got 8.4 as well. But for Millwall, who got the highest rating? Cresswell. Is it Cresswell? Yes, Cresswell. With 7.2. And the lowest rating, you got Bradshaw 5.8. And then McNamara is 6.0. Interesting. So let's scroll down and see who did what. So we've got the ratings there. Let's move on to shots. Who had our shots? Basically, the subs bench had all the shots. SA with 2, Burke with 2, Shackleton 1, Malone with 1, and then Fleming with 2. Honeyman didn't have a shot. Watmore didn't have a shot. Bradshaw didn't have a shot. Okay. Possession wise. Damn. So we had more possession. Now that's unusual. We don't usually have a lot of possession. But I think that's kind of skewed by the end of the game. I could probably have a look and see if that's true just by pulling this up to be where before yeah. So you can see I've changed this thing, so it's moved it from the start of the game to the 67th minute, which is when they scored. Let's do 66 just before, and you can see the possession is 53.2 to 46.8. So they had more possession. And then when I bring it back, let's have a look and see what the possession was at the end of the game after we actually tried to play some football. Holy moly, look at the stats here in our little 20-minute of attacking. 1 to 8 shots, we had 80% possession, we had 85% pass success, 0 to 3 dribbles, 5 to 9 aerial duels. They tackled us 10 times. We didn't even have to make a tackle because they weren't keeping the ball and passing it around. They were just probably lobbing it forward. We had 5 corners, but we got dispossessed 8 times. Insane. It really was like Jekyll and Hyde. So let's go back and look at the whole game. So hopefully that's reset itself. So yeah, what are we on? Possession. So you've got players. You've got SA, Burke, SA and Burke having more possession than Bradshaw did. Even though they had a lot less time on the pitch. 1.8 is basically you add up all of the match time, the 97 minutes, whatever it is, and you divide that by how much of that time was spent in each player's possession, and that's how much they had, percentage wise. So damn, holy moly. Pass success percentage 71 to 79. SA 100, Shackleton 100. Obviously that'll be off a lot fewer passes. Billy Mitchell back up there. Now, the game against QPR, our possessions, our pass success was way down, a lot lower than it normally is. Now it's back up to the levels that we usually get, and Mitchell is usually a standout in that. Dribbles, so there you go. They love a bit of dribbling. What more? 6 dribbles. Damn, not bad. He didn't have a shot. Did he have a pass though? We'll more on that later. The aerials won 16 to 17. But McFadden and McNally with 5 each. And we got Cresswell and Cooper with 4 each. Bradshaw won 3 aerials. But tackles 23 to 17. So there you go. Okay. Honeyman and Cresswell getting stuck in. Corners 3 to 6. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's the player who won the corner, or I literally have no idea. I think it is the player that won the corners. They used to put up who took the corners, and that was kind of stupid because each team would have the same corner taker. But I think now they put up which player won the corner, which probably kind of makes a bit more sense actually. Dispossessed, so that's basically having the ball taken off you. So as we saw, Watmore had 6 dribbles, but he was dispossessed 4 times. Were those dribbles on dribbling to nowhere? Did he have the ball? Was he dribbling along and have the ball taken off? McNamara with 2 as well, Shackleton with 2. So let's get into a bit more detail and a bit more of the situation. So obviously George Long played a lot better. I think the last 2 games he had a 50% shot on target save rate, which is not good. I think he had 2 shots on target and he saved one of them, and one went in. But for this game, obviously he made some very good saves, and we've got all of these shots, and we've got 5 shots on target from them. So they only scored 1 goal from 5 shots on target, so that's not too bad. So we'll see later on how many of those were block shots and whatnot. What does C mean? Clearance off the line, I think. So let's get onto the ratings for the Millwall players. So here we go. Oh, that's backwards. Here we go. So Cresswell, the only one with 7.17. Then you got Cooper and Murray Wallace 6.7, Watmore 6.6, and you have Oliver Burke with 6.4. Though it looks like, so he replaced Duncan Watmore, so he didn't get above him. He didn't get above the player they replaced. Kind of interesting, okay. And you got Shackleton, who replaced George Saville, nearly getting as high a score as Saville. So Millwall, we had all those shots that you saw on that shot map. How many of them were actually bloody on targets? We got these 8 players having shots here. 2 shots on target. Okay. Need to be doing better than that, don't we? If we have, what was it like, 12 shots or so, 11 shots or so, got to be doing better than 2 on target. The most touches, Murray Wallace, McNamara, the 2 wing backs, or the 2 full backs, who were involved in defending Coventry coming down the wings. Moving on to this. So who was offside? They said we got offside. So we had 4 offsides from these different players. Okay. Unscheduled touches, which is poor ball control. Yeah. Okay. Defensive tackles. Cresswell, Honeyman, Murray Wallace, Cooper, Saville. Interceptions. Wallace, Saville, Cooper. Clearances, Billy Mitchell, and then all of these players have 1. Block shots, so we saw earlier. Okay. So we saw earlier that they had 5 shots on target. They had 5 shots on target, 1 went in. That leaves 4. 2 were blocked by Jake Cooper. So 2 must have been saved by George Long. So there you go. Quick math. Passing. So passing accuracy. So we got obviously not many passes. 13, 100% from Romain Esse, and 9 and 100 for Jamie Shackleton. But here's back to his best, 93.4 off of 61 for Billy Mitchell. So that's the standout there. Yes. Crosses and accurate crosses. So who are they crossing to though? What, Bradshaw on his own? Like, who was in there? Like, at the end of the game, yeah, there was crosses going in. But other than that, long balls and accurate long balls. So George Long, a lot better with his kicking there, 19 to 10. And his passing accuracy is 60.9. I think that's the best it's been since I've been doing these videos. That's way, 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 way better than the QPR game, where it was down in the 20s or so. A lot better, absolutely, a lot better. 14-1 Murray Wallace, 13-6 Cresswell, 9-8 Billy Mitchell. Nice, good stuff. So yeah, that is it. One to move on from, but we can just go back and where is it here and see. Now, what system, what instruction did Gary Rowett give the players that came on? Because look what happened there. Now you can say, well, yeah, well Coventry were defending, of course. Like, well, they that was their game plan: get a goal, nick a goal, sit back. Fair enough, but we were all over them. Was it Was it the instruction that they were told to do? Was it the players? I mean, Romain Esse was absolutely outstanding. Burke with his pace. Bogle less so. Shackleton did all right. Yeah, that's weird. It's like, let's try and play a game of football where we do nothing for 60 minutes and then we'll go all guns blazing at the end. Why couldn't we have done what they did, where we keep it tight, then go all guns blazing, nick the goal, then sit back? Why have we got to do this thing where we bore everyone to death and then start attacking at the end? Like, if you would have started like that in the first 10 minutes, you could have nicked a goal and then sat back, and then they can't do the counter attack. That's what they were doing. But again, I've said, once I saw it was an unchanged team, like, you knew what was going to happen. And let's have a look and see. That Norton Cuffy, who looks pretty decent, is their third best player. He was one of the players who came in. They made 2 changes. Norton Cuffy came in, and Jake Bidwell came in. So, and all the other players pretty much played in the last game, but you can see what differences it makes if you just change 2 players. If we would have put Burke on for Bradshaw, Romain Esse for Honeyman, I'm not saying drop them, because you're resting them, and you're not even resting them because you're putting them on the bench, and then you're going to bring them off the bench. It's just a switch around. But as soon as I saw that unchanged team, I knew we were fucked. I knew it was done. Well, we move on now to playing the top 2 teams in the league. Would not surprise me if we bashed both of them. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, you can see how Jekyll and Hyde we are in one game. So would not surprise me. But we'll see. Saturday morning as well. Saturday morning, does that favour away teams? I doubt it. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.